What's going on? Today
What's up?
is Monday, and as you guys know, every single Monday we come at you, we spit fire, we spit the truth, and nothing but the
Truth.
That's my boy right here, Matt Jizzle over here. So today what we're going to talk about is taking appropriate risk. And we're going to talk about risk taking because I believe that right now, over the next 12 to 24 to 36 months is going to be the most opportunities available for many, many people in the marketplace, whether it's with stocks, whether it's with Bitcoin, Schmitcoin, whether it's with AI, whether it's with real estate, which I think real estate is going to be some amazing opportunities, my humble but accurate opinion, which is why we just launched our company, Barive Acquisitions. So we're making moves. Let's go. Anyway, so let's talk about risk, right? One of the things that I learned is that, and I'm actually reading this book, I actually finished this book. Some of you guys maybe read this book called Good to Great. Maybe you guys can see it right here. Good to Great. And it's an amazing book. Talks about how good companies become great. But there's another book that he had, which was how good to great, but it was something else. But it was about people, like how do good leaders become great leaders, right? And you may think that to become the greatest of the great, like you look at Elon Musk, you look at all these different people, and you say, oh my God, you have to take this massive amounts of risk to become successful, right? Mm-hmm. And in reality, it's not that they took massive risk. It's just they took the appropriate amount of risk to become successful. They took they were courageous enough to take the necessary steps to make the decisions they need to make to then what? Apply the actions they need to apply to get what they needed to get, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
So, and that's what I think. I think that risk taking is important, but you got to know it's not about just taking risk. Yeah. Going to the fucking casino is taking a risk.
Yeah.
But is it a calculated risk? Is it a smart
Absolutely
risk?
Not.
You know what I mean? Like I have a friend of mine who literally goes to the casino all the fucking time. I'm like, bro, well, he doesn't do it anymore because, we got into a bad situation, but he used to go all the fucking time. I'm like, bro, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Yeah. He's like, yeah, but I could take this 500, turn it to 5,000. I'm like, yeah, you did that one time. Yeah. You got lucky, and now you think you're fucking King Kong and you get lucky every day.
Yeah.
Right? So that's the wrong type of risk. And the most successful people on the planet, they don't take bullshit risk, right? They understand, this is my opinion, right? They understand that the more they know about something, the less risky it is.
Yeah.
Right? And it's the same with dating, same with business. Like, the more you know, as an example, if you're dating a girl or you're dating a guy, right? And you're talking to them the first week, the first month. I mean, trying to commit to them the first month is a little bit I think it's massive risk.
Super.
Why is it massively risky? Why is that?
Because you're giving someone your heart.
You have no idea what the fuck they are. I don't know you, and I don't owe you shit.
Yep.
I don't owe you to tell you everything about my life. I don't know who you are. Can I trust you, right? Do you keep secrets? Are you going to, care about my feelings? I don't know you yet the first 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, true.
Even in a month, right? But the second month, the third month, the 6th month, the year, the 2 years, you start to understand who this person is. And as you get to know them, it gets less risky and less risky and less risky to what? To propose and commit to that individual, right? And you might say, oh, Michael, it's so risky to be in a relationship and get married. I agree. Yeah. Because people can't change. I understand that. I can understand that. And you should change too.
Yeah.
If one of you changes but you don't change, that's a problem. You should be both changing in a positive direction so you guys don't become distant with each other, right? But it's all a risk. Crossing the fucking street is a risk.
Yep.
You know what's crazy, bro? Across the street right here, you know how many deaths I've seen? My camera catches my camera caught a few deaths.
That's crazy.
I had to give it to the police because they came and asked me about it, right?
Yeah.
Like one lady got struck by a bus. So sad. A 70-year-old lady just crushed. You could literally see how the bus just crushes her and drags her underneath the fucking the tires. It was very, very sad. Another time I saw a guy on a fucking bicycle who tried to say that, oh, the car hit him. When in reality, he was driving so freaking fast on a red light that he hit the tow hitch. And he flipped over because the bike made him flip over. Sheesh. And he busted his ass, right? And they needed that footage to prove that he was an idiot.
Yeah.
But anyway, point is this. Crossing the street is fucking risky.
Yeah.
Going to the bathroom, taking a shit is fucking risky.
Yeah.
You could die from taking a shit? Whoever watched the show,
I feel like there was a celebrity that died that way, or it was like just a joke.
No. There was a thing on
like
Spike TV. You know Spike TV? As a kid, I used to watch Spike TV. Channel 32, I think. Huh?
1,000 Ways to Die.
1,000 Ways to Die. You can actually die by taking a shit if you get too you fucking. I'm telling you, you can pop your fucking blood capillaries over here, or some shit, and you're fucking done. Anyway, everything is a fucking risk.
Yeah, but you got to take risk.
100%. You got to take calculated risk.
Absolutely. It's like in school when you're taking a test and you got multiple choice tests and they tell you take an educated guess. I mean,
I mean, listen, you got a 50-50 chance. If it's a fucking multiple choice, if it's 2 questions, you got a 50-50 chance. If it's A, B, C, D, you got a fucking 25% chance.
Right.
You know what I mean? But you got to know the numbers.
Exactly. You can't just put money anywhere. You got to know exactly what you're putting your money into. The risk is, knowing you're not going to know if it's going to multiply or not, but if you make a very well-educated guess,
I don't think it's about guessing.
Educated,
decision.
Then yes.
You know what decision means, right? You know what decision means. Decision means the what? Decision.
Yeah.
The act of cutting out.
Yeah.
Right? So when you're making a decision, you're basically cutting out all the other options and saying, I'm going to choose this choice. I'm going to make this decision.
Yes.
I'm going to cut out everything else and just say I'm going to do this. And a lot of people they're so afraid of committing in business, committing to a product, committing to a service, committing to anything, committing in a freaking relationship because they're afraid of making decisions and making those tough choices, which I think, you can never run away from risk. Ever.
Yeah.
You can never run away
There's
from
always
risk.
risk
Having
everywhere.
children is a risk. Being married is a risk.
Yeah.
Having a business is a risk. Having a fucking job. You realize that it's actually more riskier to be an employee than it is to be an entrepreneur?
Yeah.
I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah.
It's much more riskier to be an employee than a business owner. Because at least with a business owner, think about that. At least with a business owner, you have a chance to control some of the variables. At least some of them.
Yeah.
And you can make some decisions.
Yeah.
As an employee, there is no fucking decisions. The
You're just-
decisions are made for you.
Yeah, exactly. You're probably just a pawn, and depending on what company you work in. Some people really value their employees, but other big companies, generic companies, you're just another piece on the chessboard.
100%.
They don't really care about.
100%. They look at you as a number. I remember my number in Time Warner Cable. I knew they didn't give a fuck about me. I remember one day they fucking said, "Oh, you're fired." I'm like, get the fuck. You know how mad I got that day? I literally kicked the fucking garbage can. We're gonna call security. I'm like, call fucking security. I was fucking so angry. I'm like, you guys literally put the lawyer in the room, the HR person in the room, a fucking manager in the room, and y'all treating me like a fucking number.
Yeah, and some people are scared to chase their dreams because they think they find the security in these jobs, in this 9 to 5 or whatever the job is, and at the end of the day, they can let you go any day. They can have to make cuts. There could be anything that can happen in the world, and they just let you go. So if it's something where you're trying to you think it's too risky to maybe leave your job to pursue your passions, it's like, I would say, no, actually pursue your passion, because at the end of the day, you're going to
100%.
end up having to make the money, and if you work hard, you're going to make the money.
100%.
And you just got to be your own boss, and you actually got to put in the work.
Listen, if you're a W-2 employee or a 1099 employee or whatever the hell you're at, right? You got to treat yourself as the business.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying screw your boss, screw your leaders. No, I didn't say that.
Not.
All I'm saying is that you need to control the controllables.
Yeah.
Like, for example, these are 2 things that I control. My hands. I control what I can do. I can't control what happens to the marketplace. 2020 happened. I couldn't control what the virus was going to do.
Right.
Had no control.
Yeah.
But I took action on what I could control. Meetings, talking to people, doing this, doing that, pivoting. Like, just sometimes you just have to make the choices and the decisions that are risky sometimes.
Absolutely.
But you have to prepare for those decisions.
Yeah.
That's why you can't just sit back and relax. Like right now, I'm kind of worried where I'm at. Right? I'm always paranoid. Not in a negative way, but I'm paranoid because I'm like, okay, if X, Y, and Z happens, what's the plan B?
Yeah.
This doesn't mean that I'm preparing for a plan B to happen. No. I just know that I got 50 fucking people right now that are literally depending on me to make the right choices.
Yeah.
So I have to make sure that I increase my knowledge in whatever it is that I'm doing to make the right choices.
Yeah. And this is a saying that's very true. Scared money, don't make money.
I agree.
There was something else that you said the other day. I don't know if you remember, something about like $1 with change.
Oh, change makes no dollar. No, a dollar makes change, and no change makes no sense.
That was a good one too.
It's the truth. Like think about it. You got to change. You got to pivot. I remember at 9th grade, I was going to Forest Hills High School. Right, and I barely survived there, and they almost kicked me out. Then I went back in 11th, 12th grade to graduate. Right, but I remember I was so afraid of change. I was so afraid of going from 8th grade to 9th grade. I was like, oh my god, I was so afraid of going to a new school. And I had so much change in my life. It was retarded. Like it was crazy. I went from kindergarten all the way till 12th grade. I literally went through almost 9 schools. Like it's crazy. Right? And it's constant changes in the middle of the year. Changes with homework, changes with teachers, changes with location, changes where I was living. I was in group home because of that, right? I was in group home for like 2 years. Constant change. And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, what it prepared me in my future is that change is actually necessary.
Absolutely.
And the more change I read a book called Who Moved My Cheese. You ever read that book?
Never.
Powerful book. If you're scared of change, read that book.
Why do you think people are scared of change though?
I think people are scared of change because they don't have enough know. They don't have the KNOW. If you don't have KNOW, you're going to get a lot of NOs. You need to know more. So, for example, right now, I've been studying real estate for the past, I don't know, since I was 2000, I would say 18. 2017, 18, I've been studying real estate. Now, you
Yeah.
might say, Michael, how come you haven't invested? Well, because 2017, 2018, I didn't have enough money.
Yeah.
I started to have enough money 2019, 18, right at that time, around that time frame, and I started to stack and pack. And I didn't have the courage to make those choices, because at that time in 2019, I sat down with a person that sold this company for $1 billion, and he literally said, Michael, stop chasing real estate right now. He's like, focus on your business and keep stacking and packing. Real estate is not going anywhere.
Right.
And I'm glad I listened to him, because in 2020, when the pandemic happened, 2021, there was a lot of people buying a lot of real estate.
Yep.
And they were buying real estate in a very not so smart way, in my opinion. They took massive risk. And just to give you a little background on what happened, they bought a lot of variable rate interest rates, right? So they got a lot of deals that were mezzanine loans or construction loans that didn't have a fixed rate.
Yeah.
So you would have a 2%, but after 2 years or after 3 years, it would skyrocket to what the market rates would be.
Yeah.
So a lot of those fuckers right now have hundreds of millions of dollars that are literally about to, those loans are about to mature,
Yeah.
and they have to come up with additional amounts of capital to pay for the interest rates, and they don't have the money. Or they got to go back to their investors and say, hey guys, capital raise, which nobody wants to fucking say to their fucking investors.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they're going to be in a lot of shitty situations over the next 12, 20. I know people, you can see it on the news, there's been people that had $200 million portfolios swiped away from them, right? And there's people that are losing $30, $40 million, 50, a lot of money of their investors' money.
Yeah.
And it's scary what's going to happen over the next 12 to 24 months. Scary for them. Amazing for some of you guys that are prepared for that opportunity. So I've been keeping my powder dry for a very long time and studying real estate, studying, and I've increased my knowledge. I've also networked with other people that have built my confidence, going to events, going to network events, and building those relationships with people that actually are ahead of me.
Absolutely.
Like I'm not that smart when it comes to real estate, right? So guess what? I'm hanging out with people that actually are involved in real estate, that are buying multifamily, that are made those decisions. Like one of my friends, he had a 30+ unit apartment complex that he bought, managed, took care of, and sold, and he's been through that cycle. So I'm willing to listen to him about certain aspects of the business because he's done it.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
You want advice from people that have done it?
100%.
Or been where you want to go.
100%. And he's also doing a lot of amazing things in the space right now, right? He's raising money in the capital, raising a lot of capital in the private equity space. So he knows what he's talking about in certain areas. Would I talk to him about certain things about business? Probably not, because I have more experience in that. But guess what? His experience plus my experience equals a 2-punch knockout.
Yeah.
Right? So it's just putting yourself in a position where you know more. And too many people, they don't take the time to know. Like yesterday is a Sunday. I spent almost 3 hours, 2-3 hours of watching videos on real estate, watching content, doing homework, right? And I told yesterday, I was talking to a friend. I was telling, what'd you do today? I studied. Really? A 32-year-old man is studying? I'm like, she's like, what are you studying? I'm like, real estate. I've been studying since I was 19 years old, 18 years old. I've been studying every single day, at least 1 hour, 2 hours every single day.
Yeah.
90+% of the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like even today, I'm freaking not 100% with my. You guys may not realize this, but I had a fever early on, right? But I feel great because I don't get sick. Sick gets me, right? That's my mindset.
That's right.
And I came here, so I'm gonna fucking do the podcast. We had a commitment for our viewers. If I was freaking dead, dying in the hospital, you probably wouldn't see me today.
Yeah.
But I made a decision.
Yeah.
I made a decision. I'm gonna come here. We're gonna get We're gonna bang it out.
Absolutely.
We're gonna get it done. And I feel great that I did this.
Heck yeah.
Right? And able to add some value. But even today, I was able to study a little bit. Even on a day where you're like, right?
Yeah.
Because you make commitments and you have to go out there and do what you need to do. Yeah. So the more you know, the better your chances are to decrease that risk. And what ends up happening is that you actually create success because you know more.
Yeah. That's how I felt about the gym today. I was like, my shoulder's tweaking, my back's tweaking. Things were hard. I can't work out like I used to. But you know what? I'm like, I made a commitment. I made a decision. I got to get after it today. For your body, for your mind, for everything. Can't make excuses.
It's very easy to get sucked into the day-to-day stuff and put your dreams on just a passive role.
Yeah.
But when you want something bad enough, like I literally, you know what I do all the time to increase my courage?
Yeah.
Because we're all working on increasing our courage.
Yeah.
I think courage is the one thing that every man should be fighting for. Like if I had a chance to speak to God face to face and he can actually speak back, I would say, God, do me a favor. And I ask this all the time. Please give me the right knowledge and the right courage to make the right choices and right decisions. Like, if you had a chance to speak to your father, your God, and say, if he says, I'll give you one wish, what would it be? I would ask for more courage. Because more courage is needed in America nowadays. More courage is needed for a lot of entrepreneurs these days. More courage is needed for fucking men these days.
Yeah.
A lot of men don't have the courage and the balls to do what needs to get done for their woman, for their spouse, for their significant other, because they're afraid of being judged or ridiculed or put down or condemned.
Yeah.
And I pray for every single man to have a lot of courage, because courage is extremely important to have that family unit be strong. And courage as a business owner, to be a great leader for your team, be a great leader for your people. Courage is amazing, and you need more courage. How do you build that courage? That's the question you need to ask yourself. How do you build courage? It's not by sitting and playing video games. And by the way, I love video games.
Yep.
I played last night. I play zombies. Anybody play Modern Warfare?
Yep.
Hit me up, baby. Right? DM. I'll give you my freaking my screen name. Right? But I love that shit.
Yeah.
Not 17 hours in a day and missing all
Right.
my shit. You know what I mean? I put like 2-3 hours. Right? And it was a Sunday. It was a chill back day after I educated myself. See that? See that?
Right
I didn't
there,
do it and then educate myself. No, because you're fried after playing video games. So you do what you need to do, let your mind absorb all the amazing information, and then now you can kind of like decompress a little bit and play for a couple of hours, you know? But I pray for courage, man. I pray for courage. I always want to be able to have the balls to make the right choices, to make the right decisions, especially when you have a dilemma.
Yeah.
Like, what do you do?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As a leader, we're put into a lot of situations where we have to make those courageous steps.
Absolutely, especially in a day and age in society where a lot of people, you got a lot of eyes on you, you know, and especially you, even with social media, you've been growing social media. Like, I'm sure the more you go, like the more eyes you have on you, and the more you gotta think about what you're gonna say. Do you really want to say what you want to say? You know what I mean?
100%.
And make those tough decisions.
I'm very authentic. Like, you guys can dig in through my entire life. You'll find, I mean, everything this is the thing. You know how Eminem, when he was battling Papa Doc, he's brought up all the shit about him?
Yeah.
That's why I love talking shit about myself, because then you have no platform to talk shit about me.
Yeah.
What are you going to say?
Yeah.
Like, what are you going to say? If I tell you everything that I did in my life,
Right.
I fucked up here, I fucked up here, I fucked up here, what are you going to say?
Yeah,
I'm a human being, and I'm okay with making those mistakes. I've never done fraud. I've never been arrested for fraud. I never frauded anybody. I never hurt someone with money. Like, those are things that are obviously things that you shouldn't be doing, right? As an example.
of course.
Right? So, but as a kid, I did some stupid shit. We all did stupid shit.
Yeah,
I didn't kill anybody. I beat up a couple of guys, you know. Listen, I'm so sorry. I feel really horrible. You know, there was this one kid I stepped on his head when I was 17 years old. I'm very, very sad that I did that. But he fucked with my brothers. You know, and I was very protective of my brothers, and I said, listen, that's not going to happen. It's not going to rock. And he started saying something. I don't remember what happened. I don't know what he said. All I know is I blacked out, and I was like, shut the fuck up. Boom.
Yeah.
Right? Do I regret that decision? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Why would I put my hands on someone else? You know? But at that time, you know, that's what happened. And I ended up stepping on his head, God forbid, and it was a whole fucking craziness. His cousin started calling. It was a nightmare, right?
Yeah.
Long story short, kid's alive, kid's happy, he's probably married somewhere. Maybe I see him on Instagram, Facebook somewhere. Like, no, nothing against the kid. God bless him. You know, and I wish I could come up to him and say, "Yo, I apologize." You know, like, sorry, bro. Like, I didn't mean to. Like, we were 17. Like, what was I thinking? You know, but like, I made some dumb decisions in my life. We all did. I've said some things I shouldn't have said to my ex-girlfriends. You've probably said some shit to your family you shouldn't have said. We've all done that. We all made mistakes, right? But, you know, at the end of the day, everything that we've done in our past shouldn't stop us from making those decisions that we need to make in the future, because you made those chances, you took those chances, you made those mistakes, you failed a little bit, but now you have to take the next step, which is fail forward and take that fucking step.
Yeah.
Risk a little bit, calculated though.
Do you have any like crazy risk you've ever taken?
I did. I made a dumb decision. I invested into the stock market, and I lost over $500,000.
Sheesh.
Yeah, it was very painful at that
You didn't do your
moment.
homework, or?
It wasn't about
I mean, I
homework.
feel like the stock market at the end of the day, it's very like.
It was. This is what it is. I didn't put it into one stock, right? It's like, you don't do that, but you diversified. But I put, you know, at that time I put like $1.5 million into the market, and it just went down. You know what I mean? It was just the wrong timing, wrong stuff, just things that happened you couldn't control. It was good decisions, just bad timing, right? So, and one of the things that I learned about is that I always trust my gut when it comes to making decisions. After that, I always trust my gut. Like, I also made a bad decision by dating the wrong person.
You had a bad feeling though, investing to the stock market?
100%.
Wow.
I always was against it. But peer pressure
Just
with my
investing
friends.
into the stock market in general.
In general. Yeah, I've never done it, and I never wanted to do it. But what ended up happening is what happened. My friends are all making millions of dollars around me.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there. This is in 2020, 2021. I'm sitting there like this, spitting on the ceiling, thinking about what is the next move I need to do.
Yeah.
I wanted to invest in real estate, but I knew the issues with the market. It was too hot. It was just, I knew that people were making people were buying shit that didn't make sense.
Yeah.
They weren't buying with their minds. They were buying with their fucking emotions. And I knew it was going to get fucked up somehow.
Yeah.
And I was right. Looking after, thank God I didn't buy anything.
Yeah.
I could have found some good deals, of course, but I think the deals that are coming up in the next 12 to 24 months is going to be incredible, in my opinion, right? So that's why we're fucking ready. But And that's why I always pray. I want to have more courage, more courage, more courage, so I can make those decisions, right?
Yeah.
And I knew that my gut feeling just said, something is not right. But then I'm like, okay, you got to be risky. Da, da, da. I did my research a little bit, but it wasn't enough. I didn't know the space. And I made a commitment to myself after that moment. I will never invest my time, my energy, my resources, my money into something that I do not 100% believe in. Number two, understand at least 60, 70% of it, right? And are not emotional about it. So I have to understand it. I have to believe it. I have to make sure there's no emotions involved. Because when you make decisions with emotions, it's not a good decision.
Yep.
Like, even when you're talking to a girl, it has to be not emotional in the beginning. You have to look at it logically just a tad bit. Who is she?
Absolutely.
How does she think?
Yeah.
What is her family like? How does she raise? What are some issues that could come up? Like, okay, when you look at some of the qualities of a woman, she's this, she's this, she's this, she's amazing, she's amazing, she's amazing. Great. What does the other side look like? For example, she may be a person that's very avoidant. She may be a person that's very anxious. She may be a person that's very negative. She may be a person that's very, I don't know, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
You got to know what those negative qualities are and say to yourself, am I willing to live with those qualities? And am I willing to accept that person with those qualities?
Yeah.
Because the amazing qualities are fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Right? You got to make a checklist of what you want, but you also got to make understand what are some of the checklists of the negative stuff that you're not willing to accept or willing to accept.
Yeah.
Like, I will never, I personally, if someone, you know, as an example, I'm just going to use a random example. If someone has a existing relationship, right, for example, in their life where they're always negatively speaking about other people, right, and they're still, like, even when I'm talking to them in a dating stage, as an example, they're talking shit about other people, I personally cannot be around that individual. Because I'm like, wait a minute. The people you love, the people you care about, the enemies you have, you're talking so much shit, like you're taking dirt and you're throwing it.
Yeah.
What are you doing? And if you do that to them, guess what you're going to do to me? You're going to destroy me.
Yeah.
And I didn't see those red flags when I was with my other previous relationships, right?
Yeah.
So there's certain things that you will accept and will not accept. I will not accept someone that does not have integrity.
Absolutely.
If they don't have integrity,
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck how amazing they are. It could be the hottest chick on the fucking planet. You don't have integrity. If I cannot trust you, I am out.
Yeah.
Because the amazing stuff, which is the emotion, oh my
Yeah.
God.
I mean, character's such a big thing, man.
Huge. And you
In
got to know.
business and relationships and everything.
You got to know.
Absolutely.
You got to know. You got to know. You got to dig deep.
Yeah.
You got to ask the deep-ended questions, the questions that people don't want to ask.
Yeah.
Like, I ask questions that people be like, "Ooh, why are you asking that shit the first month?" I
Yeah.
want to know. If they can't be open about that the first month, then what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah.
I don't want to wait 6 months to ask them what they learned from their previous relationship. I don't want to ask them 6 months into the relationship, like, what are they willing to do if this and this happened? I don't want to ask them those deep questions later on. I want to know now.
Yeah.
I want to know who. I will not date somebody in terms of boyfriend and girlfriend until I have a good enough amount of data to understand what are the pros, what are the cons, what is the risk, right? We're guys. We do it in our heads. She's an 80% chance she's going to be with me. She's a 60% chance. She's a little crazy in this 10%. That 5% right there, her mother is this way. Her dad is really overprotective. Oh, it's a 10% discount right there. Like, we do that in our heads.
Yeah.
Oh, she's a 9. If she's a 9, man, when she's going to be fucking 35 years old, she'll turn into a fucking 8.5. When she's 50, she'll be a 6. Am I willing to accept that? Like, you got to, like, we all do that as men. I mean, whoever doesn't do it is lying to themselves, right? You don't just go, whichever one loves me, you take. You got to know, you got to be very deliberate with what you want.
Yeah. And is there a risk that you had a positive take from it?
Absolutely.
In your life?
100%. I took a risk, 19 years old, for mentorship. 19 years old, took a risk to join Amway. It was an amazing risk I took. Everyone told me, you're an idiot, it's a scam, it's this, it's that. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. That fucking shit changed my life.
Yeah.
That risk.
But wait, what exactly is Amway for people that
Yeah, Amway's just a network marketing company like Avon, Herbalife, all these network marketing companies that help you with, education. It's like an educational platform where you're selling products or services and you're building teams and stuff like that. And a lot of times, 90% of people don't make the crazy amounts of money because they're not willing to do the work.
Yeah.
So usually the guys who put in the work, put in the time, put in the effort, usually end up making more money than the guys who don't. And it doesn't matter when you're put into the company. It can literally, you can come 5 years later after somebody and still make more money than them, right? But there's a stigma about it in the marketplace that, it's a scam, it's bullshit, it's fucking products, whatever it may be. I didn't listen to the fucking naysayers. I saw the positives about it. It was the best risk I ever took in my entire life. Getting into sales was the best risk. It was very risky to be commission only.
Yeah. So it helped you, like, financial-wise then? Like, a lot?
100%. If it wasn't for the 5 years of me making very little money in the Amway business, and it wasn't because the Amway business didn't work.
Yeah.
It was because I was not ready to build the business. I wasn't ready to do what needed to be done as a leader to build my team. Yeah. So I wasn't that person yet. But I ended up doing it when I opened up my own company because I was primed for it. So when I opened up my company, it was easier to do that. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was very easy for me to prime myself in those 5 years, and all of a sudden when my company started, I was primed, I was ready. That's why my company grew so fast. It wasn't because I was so amazing. It's because for 5 years prior to that, what was I doing?
Yeah.
Priming myself, educating myself, growing, learning,
Yeah.
and putting myself to that position. You know what I mean? To become that leader I needed to be. So that was the best investment I ever made, was myself. The biggest risk was to listen to a mentor, listen to multiple mentors, and have some faith and go out there in the marketplace and pound it.
Yeah.
You know, it was very risky.
Yeah.
But because remember, at 25 years old, at 23, 24 years old, where was I financially?
Yeah.
Where was I financially at 25? I had 100 grand saved up at 25 years old. That's not like a major accomplishment. But 26, 27, I became a millionaire at 27 years old. That really changed my fucking life because of all the things that I put in years prior to that.
Yeah.
So the compound effect really kicked in, and it started to exponentially grow because of that.
Yeah.
You know, and we had some hiccups. As life is full of hiccups, personal hiccups, financial hiccups. You know, like I told you, the risk that I made with the stocks, it's a fucking shit ton of money that I lost.
Yeah.
But you know what kept me sane? I'm like, I get a positive on my taxes. So if I ever have any capital gains on real estate, whatever, I have an offset.
Yeah.
That's how I made myself feel better. You know, at the end of the day. But it is what it is. It's a mistake that I made. I will
Yeah.
never fucking look back and say I'm an idiot. No, it was a choice. It was a decision. It was the best decision I made at that time. I learned from it. I will never make that decision again. I'm happy I lost $500,000 versus losing $50 million. Think about that.
No, for sure.
Some of you guys, like, what's the most amount of money you lost in a bad decision?
Not a bad decision.
Yeah. Like, what's the most you ever lost?
I don't know. I don't think I've taken like a big investment or anything.
Whatever.
yet
What's
in
the
my
most
life.
amount of money you ever lost on something? Could have been a bad date. I don't know. That happened to me one time.
like
300
all
bucks
my-
down the fucking drain. I'm like,
All
what did
my
I do?
relationships that didn't work.
Oh, the relationship didn't work? Well, those are lessons and blessings.
Yeah. Dang, I can't think about anything in particular, to be honest.
Even if you lost $1,000 on something,
Yeah.
right? Like $1,000, it's okay. You didn't lose 10,000. If you
Yeah.
lost
I
10,000,
think
it's
for me,
okay.
it's like just decisions. I can't think of something right off the top of my head right now, but definitely every decision or lots of decisions I've ever made, like that was impulsive. Again, not thinking about it, maybe not calculating things the right way. I can't think something off the top of my head, but maybe it was like a trip or
Could be.
Or yeah.
But let's
or
say your
spending
net
too much
worth,
money on a
let's say you
certain
had
thing, like-
$10,000 on your bank account at that time, and you spent $1,000 and you blew it on something. That's 10% of your net worth.
Yeah.
Still fucking significant amount of money you fucking blew on something stupid. So it's not about the amount, right? It's about what did you learn from that situation?
Yeah.
I gained so much wisdom. That loss was a $500,000, $600,000 fucking decision and lesson that I can take with me for the rest of my fucking life. Morons that are fucking trolling me right now are, oh, you're an idiot. La, 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 la. Like, you're the fucking idiot because I took juice out of that situation.
Yeah.
That negative situation was the best thing that can ever fucking happen to me. Best fucking thing. Because I would have never learned what I needed to learn if it wasn't for that situation. Now, I wish it wasn't 500 fucking grand as an example.
Yeah.
I wish it was fucking less than that. I wish it was like $5 or fucking $50.
Yeah.
But that's what happened.
Yeah.
And I cannot go back and change my life. But I know that in the near future, when I have 500,000 more, 5 million more, 50 million more, 500 million more, at the end of the day, when I'm pushing my businesses, like, it's not going to matter
Yeah.
5 years from now, 10 years from now. It's
Yeah.
it's even though it's still, and listen, as a billionaire, 500 grand is still money.
Yeah.
It's still money at the end of the day. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
Right? And I took massive lessons from it, and I told myself, I made a commitment. I will never make an emotional decision unless
Yeah.
my gut and my logic
Yeah.
and my intuition says,
Yeah.
check, check, check. That goes for dating, which I didn't listen to my gut before. Now, every decision I make. I literally had a decision this morning, a gut decision to fire somebody today. Guess what I did? I called up Eric. I said, this guy's gone. He said, let's give him another chance. I'm like, no, he is gone. My gut says to get rid of him. Gone. Goodbye. Deuces.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do what I did in the past, which is like, give him a chance.
Yeah.
No. Fuck that. I feel it. My gut tells me to do it. I'm fucking doing it. And my gut has never been wrong to me. And it's crazy because every time I'm like, give the guy a chance, and my gut said, don't. Like, fuck, I should have listened to my gut. Your gut knows more than you. Your intuition knows more than you. And if you don't have that intuition, you're fucking smoking too much shit. I'm being dead serious. You're smoking too much shit, and you're clouding your fucking brain.
Yeah.
You're clouding your fucking brain. Maybe the next couple of weeks, I'm going to have someone come down here, a neuropsychologist, a neuropsychiatrist, someone that's a special person for the brain, and they'll tell you how fucking smoking weed, all this shit out there, drugs, will fucking fuck your intuition and fuck your gut. It'll fuck it up. And you need to be clear when you make those decisions.
Yeah,
that
that's
is why I don't smoke. That is why I don't do those fucking drugs. You will never catch me smoking shit.
Yeah.
Not because, waste of money. It's not, for me, it's not about that. I don't want to clean. I don't want to fuck up my brain with bullshit.
Doesn't even do much for you, honestly.
It slows you down.
Yeah.
Slows you the fuck down. Oh, Michael Snoop Dogg is wealthy. He smokes. Good. You want to be like Snoop Dogg? God bless you. I don't want to be Snoop Dogg. God bless him. I got nothing against the guy.
Yeah.
Congratulations to Snoop Dogg. But you ain't fucking Snoop Dogg, motherfucker.
Yeah.
You're Snoopy.
You're Snoopy.
And being droopy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Beans, bread, butter, milk. Beans, bread, butter, milk.
Yeah. Yeah.
Boo, 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 boo.
Yeah, that's good stuff. And I think also when it comes to taking a risk and all that, sometimes, like, yeah, if you have money saved up or you're saving money, definitely sometimes if your gut tells you to do it, very good moment to do it. But also sometimes your gut tells you to wait.
100%.
And you got to wait.
Patience. Wait.
Sometimes you really want something too. Sometimes it could be even buying something or making an investment to buy something. But sometimes you know you have to wait.
Yo, last night, I had a protein shake made. And I saw a bag of chips in my house. I'm like, how the fuck this bag of chips got here?
Yeah.
And I was like, nobody will know. Right?
Yeah.
I was on the phone with someone. I was like, what do you think I should do? Drink a protein shake or drink the chips? I really want the chips. I'm really hungry. And I had a great date today. I went to the gym.
Yeah.
And they didn't really pay attention. But the second they didn't, like, I just said, fuck that. I took the chips, put it in the fucking closet, chugged the protein shake. I'm like, wow, I feel amazing, bro.
Yeah.
I ate the chips another day on a cheat day.
Yeah.
It wasn't my cheat day. Well, it was, but I cheated already that day. I can't cheat twice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, it's just making decisions that are really good for you, healthy for you. And when you make the right choices, you take the right appropriate risk, you will fucking win.
Yeah, and there can be a better outcome after. Like, even if something as simple as you're going to buy something, let's say you're at a mall one day or whatever, you really want something, you want to buy something, it's like, all right, hold on.
I don't go to malls, bro.
And yeah, but sometimes it's like, whether it's a car, a guitar, a camera, whatever it is, it's like sometimes you know you're not supposed to get that thing. And if you decide to wait, then you never know what's going to happen. There could be an insane deal a week later, a month later,
I
a year
literally
later.
live in the mall. My building is attached to the mall. I do not walk through the mall and look inside of the stores.
Yeah.
No matter how much money I have, I do not do that because I know that a human being says, ooh, like a fucking monkey. Ooh, I want that.
Yeah.
And then you start fucking spending money on bullshit.
Yeah.
My goal right now in my 30s is not to spend money on bullshit. My goal right now is to duplicate and make my family fucking wealthy so that God forbid something happens to me, which something will happen one day. I'm going to die. I know that. Someday. Hopefully not today. Hopefully
Death
not
is
next
certain
week.
for everyone.
It's certain 100%. And by the time that happens, I want to make sure my mom is taken care of. My 2 younger brothers are taken care of. My wife, my future children. I want to make sure they're taken care of because I do not want to leave them with this fucking bag of stress of dying and figuring out what the fuck they're going to do because I'm probably going to be the provider of my family.
Yeah.
And I'm not like crossing my fingers hoping that my brothers become wealthy. My brothers will be very successful. I trust in them and I believe in them 100%. But I'm not going to roll the dice on that.
Of course.
Right? I'm going to roll the dice on me because that's the only thing I can control. And I will make sure that my mom and my dad are not going to sit there and be in a fucking shelter at 70 fucking years old.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want them to
agree.
be in that position.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm making those choices today. Like, I'll give you an example. You know how much it costs to bury somebody? I didn't fucking know.
A lot of money.
I didn't know it was like almost $50,000.
Funerals are hella expensive.
Holy fucking shit.
That's why you always see like GoFundMe's for people dying.
100%. There was a GoFundMe. A friend of mine had her father pass away. Oh my God. Fucking, I'm like, really?
It's thousands of dollars.
Thousands for a fucking
crazy.
piece of land. It's like fucking $20,000, $30,000.
A piece of land, the casket.
The casket, the this, the that. I'm like, shit, bro.
ceremony- or not
I'm like,
ceremony,
dude,
but
don't
the
fucking
whole
die.
funeral.
Like, you don't want people to die, not because of the, you want to lose a family. I don't want you to die because it's fucking gonna be expensive. Like, damn, son.
It's
Can you
nutty.
imagine living in a fucking family where everyone's fucking broke and they got to figure out who's gonna pay for that, pay for what?
Yeah.
That's a fucking painful place to be. So, at the end of the day, you got to make the right choices in life. Take the appropriate risk, but don't make stupid decisions.
Yeah.
Go out there, do what you need to do, but educate yourself. Increase your know-how, and I promise you'll decrease your risk, and by default, you'll gain more wins. So, anyway, I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. If you love this kind of content, do me a solid, man. We need your support. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, it's all growing like crazy. But some fucking reason, I don't know what it is with YouTube, Schmutube, we need your support. So I would love for you to like, comment, share this with a friend, and subscribe to the channel. It means the world to me because we want to grow this channel to 100,000 plus subscribers, and we will do that with your support. So if you have not done so, do me a favor, do that right now. Subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you guys in the next video.